Is that straight? I can't tell. Looks good enough.
It's that time of year where we talk about the freshest songs of the year. What do I mean by fresh? I mean a song that makes me feel fresh, a song that sounds new and exciting, something that I haven't heard before. And to be honest, this year, I'd say 2021 was like the year of throwback music. There was so much 70s throwback, 80s throwback, 90s throwback, even some early 2000s throwback. We're gonna talk about all kinds of that stuff today because I feel like in a year like this, there wasn't a lot that was just purely modern. The most exciting stuff that has been happening this year is artists taking what was good about past eras and then bringing it into the modern era with new singing styles, new production techniques, just taking it forward, you know? So let's start off with these honorable mentions. We've got Better With You by A-OK. I really like the vocal melodies of this song. That's gonna be a theme that you hear a lot. I kind of wish the song went a little bit bigger, you know? It feels a bit like reserved, just in terms of its production, like sonically. I feel like the drums could hit maybe a little bit harder, but I still really love the song because I think it's a really well-written song. It's got a nice little 80s sound, but bringing things into the future a bit. Next honorable mention is Be Sweet by Japanese Breakfast. It's here in the honorable mentions and not on the list, despite it being one of my favorite songs of the year. Great hook. The production I think is really interesting. It's only in the honorable mentions because like there really isn't anything that doesn't sound 80s about it. I couldn't bring myself to say that this is like new and exciting in that sense, right? If this was just my top 11 or whatever favorite songs of the year, it would certainly be on there. I don't feel like it's pushing pop music forward in the same way that a lot of these other songs are. Keep Moving by Jungle. Probably my second favorite music video of the year. The choreography on this thing, oh my God, it's just amazing dancing throughout, just a really impressive, it feels so grand and epic. It's like the magnum opus of modern disco dance music. Maybe my favorite modern disco song of the year. It's a killer song, but you gotta listen to it with the video because it really adds to the experience. Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo. So obviously Olivia Rodrigo had a fantastic year this year. I just feel like Deja Vu got swept under the rug a little bit. Maybe the best song she put out this year. I mean, Driver's License, that's a good one, but I think Deja Vu is the most interesting sonically, and I feel like it shows her strengths and her versatility as a singer, as a songwriter, much more than her other songs did. You know, you hear a little bit of her rock side, you hear a little bit of her ballad side, and it's all blended together into this one thing. Really fresh, I would say. Kids of the Night by ELLEY DUHE. To me, this song is just so cool and it sounds so confident. The beat just locks you in. It's this, it just sort of sounds thick and just punching. I don't know. It really knocks you in the face in a good way, you know? I love the melodies she throws in here. Very simple, rhythmically interesting, and so catchy. Oh my God, this song is catchy. But that's it for the honorable mentions. We're gonna go into the main list now. Starting at number 11, we've got Just Believe by Olivia King and Jay Breezy. This song just feels good to listen to. Like it feels like the modern version of that B.O.B. and Bruno Mars song, Nothing on You. Upbeat, happy sounding rap verses, and then this really nice, pleasant hook and just a happy sort of dreamlike beat underneath it all. That description fits this song as well. I think really Olivia King steals the show here. Really, really good taste in vocal melodies. Just phenomenal. Everything she does, she uses like 5 notes in the entire song, but she just plays around with those 5 notes in so many different creative ways. She brings the song up to another level. There's something kind of homemade about it, and part of that is the video. I mean, the video is just super like cheesy, low quality, in kind of a funny way. It feels natural in that way. That really adds to the freshness of it. Fresh. Number 10, Mirror by SIGRID. This song to me is like case study of how the chorus is by far the most important part of a pop song. The verse and the pre-chorus, like the verse feels a little bit awkward, the cadence of the vocals. My first time listening to it, I was kind of skeptical. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Pre-chorus also didn't quite get me excited about anything, and I couldn't see how the song was gonna go anywhere. But then this chorus comes out, and oh my God, this whew, the production is just huge. It's so wide, everything is so clear. The drums are just so high quality. Her voice suddenly like gets this new, I don't want to say screech, like her voice gets this new tone that like cuts through the mix in this really pleasing way. It just sounds so good. And the hook is just killer. Like one of the catchiest hooks, one of the best hooks of the year, I think. Doesn't matter that the verse and the pre-chorus were a little bit shaky. Not sold on this song until the chorus, and then I was instantly sold in the chorus. One of the freshest songs of this year. Number 9. I'm so glad that this song made the list, but A-OK by Ty Verdes is just such a feel-good song. I would say probably the feel-good song of the year. Very much reminds me of, God, that song by Afro Man. What's the name of it? I'm gonna have to look that up. Colt 45, okay. This song reminds me a lot of that, sonically, stylistically, but I feel like along with the video, that whole experience, you listen to the song and watch the music video, there's something that just feels so modern about it, and it's hard to put my finger on what that is. Something about like his personality, at least the way he presents it in this video, it feels new and it feels fresh. Oh, and by the way, this is for sure my favorite music video of the year. I'm excited to see what else he comes up with in the future. I think he's very likable, very cool, and very talented. Number 8, Gone by Bipolar Sunshine. I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, what's another word besides cool that I can use to describe this song? And I straight up couldn't think of one. After you listen to it, you just feel like that is a cool song. It's got the kind of underwater sounding instruments, you know, they cut off the high end so it sounds muffled and underwater. There's this like sweeping piano part that sweeps up and down in the verse. It's a really interesting rhythm going on. It's intriguing, but then towards the end, he brings in a 4 on the floor kick along with that rhythm. You know, whatever, I'm not playing that rhythm right, but he brings in that steady kick pattern to like stabilize the rhythm. This song where up until that point you're just thinking like this is odd and confusing, but it sounds so cool. Suddenly your head is just moving and you can't control it. And then all of a sudden all the pieces have come together and you're just listening to this great groove with a really cool melody. Sounds so modern. This is one of the few songs on this list that just feels purely modern. But we still got 7 songs that I put above it. So let's take a look at those. Number 7 is One Right Now by The Weeknd and Post Malone. These are 2 artists that have both made songs that I like, and they've both proven to have good taste and just the ability to write catchy, interesting, forward-thinking, and high-quality songs. And I just feel like here they really bring out the best in each other. Both coming up with these interesting, unexpected melodies that work super well. The lyrics are not the best. I can sort of look past that and just enjoy the melodies on this thing and the good singing too. The things that I like about Post Malone and The Weeknd are like dialed up to 10 on this song. It's got a little 80s flavor, definitely. That main synth bass pattern is very 80s sounding. It still feels really, really modern. The drums are so modern. The vocal mixing is so modern. It doesn't feel 80s, you know? It feels new and it feels fresh. Number 6, There Is a Light by KMCEY Musgraves. I didn't listen to the album extensively, so I don't remember it super well, but I remember feeling like there were some songs where she just didn't sound super inspired. This song, There Is a Light, is a big exception to that. This feels really inspired. It feels so creative. Things happen that are unexpected. Like there's this flute solo that just happens. I never would have thought there would be a flute solo there, yet it totally worked. It totally fits the music. And yeah, that opening picked guitar loop that's happening instantly transports you into the world of this song. When a song can do that, I love it right away. Number 5, New Shapes by Charlie XCX, featuring Christine and the Queens and Caroline Polachek. I definitely will say at this point, Charlie XCX is the queen master of making choruses that should be really annoying, but somehow aren't, and just become really catchy and infectious. She's been doing that for years. Like every hit she's had, every hit she's been a part of, and this is maybe my favorite hook she's ever done, honestly. I really like this chorus on this song. And what's cool is the chorus is split up by 3 verses, one that Charlie does, one that Christine does, and one that Caroline does. Each of them brings their own flavor to the song. It really feels like 3 different, unique artists coming together to make a song that showcases each of their styles, but it also fits and feels like one cohesive thing, punctuated by this annoying and infectious and great chorus. Number 4. Okay, this is an interesting one. I'll start this off by saying Remy Wolf made my personal favorite album of the year, Juno. There's 0 songs that I skip when I listen to it. I like all of them. I had to pick one song, and what happened, what I ended up doing is I picked a song that's not on Juno. And I actually picked a song that technically originally came out last year. That song being Photo ID. Her 2020 version of Photo ID, I feel like it just was missing a few things. Like, it feels very bare bones. There's not really a clear bass line in the chorus that I can remember. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. I felt like it could use a few more parts, a few more things to keep it interesting. So in this 2021 version, she brings in Dominic Fike, which shout out to Dominic Fike for appearing 2 years in a row on my Fresh list. She also brings in this very cool acoustic guitar part that slides a little bit, and the song starts with that, which is cool. It gives it this totally new flavor, totally new mood. And then she has a nice bass line in the chorus that really gives it much more motion. Feels like it moves a little bit more than it did in the original version. But still, that hook, that chorus is the thing that makes this song go. That very late 80s, early 90s R&B sounding chorus. The rest of the song, I think, just was benefited so much by the presence of Dominic Fike and just adding a couple new interesting parts to just give it some more something, you know, give it a little more spice. At number 3, I have a song that I made a video about a while ago called The Walls Are Way Too Thin by Holly Humberstone. In my video, I talked about why this is kind of like a lesson in writing a good chorus. What she does in the verse and in the pre-chorus kind of leads you to want a few specific things to happen in the chorus. And then because she did that, when she does those things in the chorus, it makes that chorus incredibly satisfying. What's also cool about this song sonically is I'm pretty sure, like, it sounds like she wrote it on acoustic guitar, but then in the production phase, it was given some 80s flavor. She wanted to make it a little bit more throwbacky. It's cool that it has kind of those two worlds coming together in such a seamless way. At number 2, we have Get Old by Cat and CALMELL. Definitely some Charlie XCX influence, and it's kind of funny putting them ahead of the Charlie XCX song on this list. They also bring something else to the table, and again, it's a little bit hard to describe, but it feels like they have their own very modern sound and very young sound. You can tell that they are young, but also good songwriters, really experienced songwriters. And this thing, it's so creative, it's so interesting, so lively. It just feels so like energetic and inspired. You can tell that they really had fun writing and making this song. It emanates off of the song, and that's what really makes me connect to it, and I think would make anybody who can kind of get past the abrasive production to also gravitate toward this song a lot. And I'll tell you this, if you had asked me as late as December 23rd what my favorite song of the year was and what the number 1 song on my Fresh list was gonna be, I would have said, oh, Get Old by Cat and CALMELL, definitely. They did something that I haven't heard before, and they made me excited about music to come, you know? Still, when I compare it to last year, where my number 1 song is a song that I consider to be a masterpiece, something that knocked my socks off, completely blew me away. When I compare Get Old to that song, which if you want to know what that song is, go and watch the video from last year. But that number 1 spot, there wasn't a song that took my breath away and was like, oh my god, this is like totally new. This is a new experience, and it's so fresh, it like blows my mind, you know? That didn't happen. And I mean, I guess it's crazy to expect that to happen, but it didn't happen. At least not until December 24th, when I watched Anthony Fantano's top 50 songs of the year. On that list was a little song called Musician by Porter Robinson. Just from what Mr. Mellon said about that song, I was like, you know, I feel like this could be up my alley. I think I'll check it out. And it's rare for me that on a first listen, I know how much I'm gonna like a song. Like with the Cat and CALMELL song, I didn't really like it at first. The production, a little bit like, whoa, and I wasn't, it just didn't seem like the type of thing I would like. But I kept coming back to it, and as I listened to it more and more, I liked it more and more. This song though, Musician, Porter Robinson, a minute and a half into the song, I was like, this is my favorite song of the year. No question. It's something that I have been waiting to hear for so long. I filmed a video about this song. It's gonna come out later after this video does, but I went a little more in depth as to like why it like filled this like void, this musical void I didn't even know I had. Even in that video, I just scratched the surface though. Like there's something here that makes me feel like I've listened to this song my whole life. I'm listening to the song for the first time, watching the music video, I felt like a kid again. I don't know how or why that happened. I don't know what about this song does that for me. I felt like how I felt when I was a kid discovering my foundational taste in music. This song took me back to that time, and that's something that no song has ever done for me. And it's not like it reminds me of something older. It feels like its own singular style and its own thing. Like it's something I've never heard before, but it makes me feel like I went back in time, you know? I don't know if everybody will like it. I don't think it's up everybody's alley, but for me personally, it just hit all the right buttons. Everything about this works. Sonically, fantastic, so dreamlike. It's as if it's like a song that you would hear while you're dreaming, and then you wake up and then you feel a song slipping out of your mind and you're like, no, I've come back, I want to remember how that goes, because I like that song a lot. But this song is actually here to stay. Like you can actually listen to it whenever you want. The vocal melodies are all on point, super good, really satisfying chorus, great verse melodies, and then lyrically it's cool too. There's so much there, and I really just enjoy it so much. And I would say for sure, I'd say this for all these songs, but especially this one, listen to it with some kind of high quality sound system. Don't just listen to it with your computer speaker or your phone speakers. Put on a nice pair of headphones if you have them. Even a solid pair of earbuds can probably do it. Maybe in the car if you have a decent sound system in there. If you've got like some speakers, like do that, and really appreciate the first time you listen to this song. If you're anything like me, it's a hell of an experience, so buckle up for that. Yeah, that's my list. Thanks for watching. If you've watched any of my videos before this year, thanks for doing that. If you're new here, then you know, welcome. I make videos, well, I used to make them like every week, but then I disappeared for a while. And by the way, if you're wondering where I was, despite my appearance, I was not chopping lumber and I was not working as a barista, but I was at school, doing school. And I'm gonna go back to school and not super long and do more school. I'm actually not going back. I'm going to Spain for a semester to go to school there. Yeah, not sure if I'll be making videos while I'm over there. I'll make a few while I'm here on break. Things are up in the air with this channel, and I hadn't made a video in a long time before this. But yeah, still, if you're new here, you know, I make videos about pop music. I talk about songs that I like, and sometimes they're good, sometimes you might like them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.